Hello, hello, hello. It is I, Rikiryu, the one with the paws. And here is another grindy episode. One where I don't have to do literally anything. I just stand here and gain stuff. Every now and then I'll re-equip Steiner with different stuff, but whatever. The important thing is when I am done doing this, that I remove all of Marcus's equipment and give him, like, the worst sword possible. Like, you especially do not want to accidentally leave the Dark Sword on him, as that is a one-of-a-kind item. Like, that would be very upsetting. Though, sadly, the Dark Sword, as great as it is, I never take to the endgame. I'm sure there's a build for Steiner to actually take advantage of it, but I never used Steiner, so yeah. Oh wow, actually doing damage to him. That's crazy. Maybe I should throw him in the back row before we... Yeah, I'll do that. Guess I'd also just heal him too, why not? So yeah, this won't be... I mean, it probably won't be me getting him up to level 50 or 99. Like, that would just be overkill. I mean, level 50 is already overkill, to be completely fair. And we'll pull up the random topic generator. Craft open a Diet Coke. What is the longest plane trip you have taken? I wouldn't remember. But I would imagine it was when I visited... Yeah, I guess that would have to be when I visited Washington, D.C. That's my only guess. And I don't remember how long that was. What type of kid were you? Spoiled, rebellious, well-behaved, quiet, obnoxious? I mean, I like to think I wasn't obnoxious, but I'm sure some people thought I was annoying. I'm definitely well-behaved and quiet. Though very lonely, sad, and depressed. Mostly because, one of my stepmoms seemed to just have it out for me. Like, she was convinced I was doing all the drugs and all the alcohol. Like, I was such a not bad kid or underage drinker that when I would first talk about that, I would say, like, I don't even do drugs, I don't even do alcohol. Like, that is how I would say it. Because I had no experience with it. But she was absolutely convinced. Anytime I was tired after walking home in 90-degree weather for an hour straight and wanted to take a nap when I got home, that meant it was because I was high. Every single time. No exceptions. It was absolutely ridiculous. When she was younger, she also did all the drugs and all the alcohol when she was underage. So, that played a part in it. I believe the term would be paranoia and projection. Because she did that when she was a kid, therefore I will. My dad didn't do anything about it, by the way. He just supported and sided with her on everything. So I had no support system. It was pretty bad. But whatever. Oh well. We're still not feeling the effects of that. Surely. Like, she believed I was antisocial, and that there was something wrong with me because I never wanted to go out and hang out with my friends or go to parties or do anything like that. And then in reality, I'm just a quiet, shy introvert. That and I genuinely did not believe I was allowed to hang out with my friends because they had very contradicting rules when it came to chores, assignments, and when we were allowed to do anything. Like, it was, we go to school, and we immediately had to come home. If we were not home by X time, that meant we were hanging out with our friends, getting high and drunk. It was not allowed to do anything on weekdays. We also were not allowed to... what's the word? Yeah, we weren't allowed to do anything on the weekends if any one of us didn't do our chores. Not us individually. Any one of us. If we didn't do a chore, nobody can do anything on the weekend. I don't understand how that makes sense or works. It only resulted in me literally cleaning the entire house to make sure none of us, well, not none of us, me specifically, wouldn't get grounded. Because nobody else cared. They would just sneak out anyway, and just basically quote-unquote be forever grounded. Meanwhile, I actually followed the rules and was always just punished for it. It was very upsetting. Yeah, there was one time... Ah, god, yeah, that's right. Our school was trying to do this weird, grading system where it was like... It broke it up into 3 sections. Let's say it was like a 10-question quiz, and there's 7 questions in rank 3, 2 in rank 2, 1 in rank 1. If you missed a single question in rank 3, you got a 0. It was all or nothing. Doesn't matter if you got rank 1 or rank 2 completely done, didn't matter. 0. You had to get every question in the rank, and then you would be given a C. For rank 3. Rank 2 was a B, rank 1 was an A. And I still remember when she was, like, obsessively checking my grades for whatever reason, and she would see certain zeros on the quizzes. And now, we were allowed to retake the quizzes as many times as we wanted, by the way. Like, we had to do it before or after school, we just had to make the appointment with the teacher. And she took that as I was skipping classes. And I'm like, no, that's the grading system. Then I explained it, and she's like, convinced I was lying. And I'm like, I gave you guys the syllabus at the start of the year. This is the new grading system. You signed it. You were supposed to read it. That's why you signed it. And she just wasn't having it, so she went out and emailed all of those teachers, like, demanding to know if I was in class or not, to find out if I was skipping. And I'm like, it's fucking high school. I'm not stupid enough to skip a class. And I remember going up to each of those teachers and apologizing to them for her. Because she was screaming at me while typing the email, so I can only assume she was wording it horribly. And she did, by the way. Like, my teachers, like, they knew she was obviously a problem, but it wasn't, like, abusive, so they couldn't really do anything. But they're like, so, is everything okay at home? And I'm like, it's fine, legally. So, I hope they're not surprised when I move out the moment I turn 18. Which I did. Oh, man. God, those memories are crazy to think about now. It's not like I harbor anything against her, but it definitely fucked me up growing up. Like, even today, like, I don't feel like I'm allowed to go out and see people on a work day now instead of school, because, well, that's the day I have to do my stuff, and I should go home immediately and not go out and do anything else. That you only do that on your days off. And you only do that if you've done all your chores and everything. So, that lesson worked a little too well. Because, yeah. I mean, I also spent, I think up until like 25, literally hating myself because I thought I was antisocial because I didn't like going out to do anything or socialize. Turns out I do like socializing, but it's not the way most people do. Also, I hope this is obvious, but I'm not antisocial. I do not have antisocial personality disorder. That would be akin to me being a psychopath. Which I hope I'm not. I feel like I would have noticed by now. Oh, wow, Steiner's taking some damage again. Oh, baby's starting his another nap. So, yeah, that was what I was like as a kid, I guess. Generate. What's your favorite outfit? Oh. Black tee, black jeans, flip-flops. Yeah, that pretty much be it. When, like, I'm out and about, not going to work. On other people, I guess it would be different. I like, swimwear a lot. Like, you know. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one to do. What defines a sport? Is fishing a sport? How about video game tournaments? That's a loaded question. I guess a sport would be an interactive, competitive game. Yeah. But that being said, would people consider Dungeons and Dragons a sport? Probably not. So there's something else there, I guess. But I consider Dungeons and Dragons a sport? No, but yes. Like, I guess I would give that a scaling of 80% no, 20% yes. Or, hell, even that sounds generous to me, saying it out loud. Oh, that's so hard. It has to be something you can measure results from across other players, though. Yeah, so I guess I wouldn't say Dungeons & Dragons is a sport then, because it's too much of a gamble. The main mechanics are literally rolling dice and seeing what happens. Out of anything, the improving would be the sportsman aspect. Or the role-playing itself, the speaking. Yeah. That would make sense. Because I would say fishing is a sport, but that has something you measure against other people. Like the size of the fish you caught or whatever. And also, there's different kinds of fishing: fly fishing, ocean fishing, boat fishing, river fishing, pond fishing. They all require different sets of knowledge and skill. And yeah, so fishing would definitely be a sport. Video game tournaments, yeah, I guess they're like, not I guess they're a sport, but I think it's kind of silly how some people get super invested into it. Like, when I see somebody watching a tournament, and they're as hyped as football players are on Super Bowl Sunday, or not football players, football fans on Super Bowl Sunday, I'm like, dude, calm down. I mean, I also think that with the football players watching the football game, but I see it and I'm like, wow, calm down, reel it back in. I don't know, I just have a weird relationship with sports, I guess. I'm gonna throw some high potions on him. Since I'm just, like, looking around, I'm not really actually paying attention to if Steiner gets his level ups. Or level ups, his ability points, I should say. I should be, but I'm not. The sooner he gets all of those done, the better, because then I could just let him die, and Marcus can get all the XP for himself. Level 28, Jesus Christ. It's only been 30 minutes, roughly, right? Wow. Oh, my favorite holiday, Halloween. Halloween because I like playing dress up. Though, since working at the pizza place, Halloween has kinda lost its luster. Because Halloween was the busiest day of the year for us, and it was a fucking nightmare. Like, sometimes would have stress nightmares about it. It was just all bad. After Halloween, I guess Christmas? I guess? But that's probably more because it's winter time. I'm like, oh, it's winter, yay. Oh no, I also really like the decorations. I love neon. I love Christmas lights. So it's a great time of year for that for me, visually. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Considering I can't take time off for anything. Or if I do, it has to be, like, very well planned and budgeted. And that's be only, like, a day. Out of, like, a month to 6 months. Like, I never really get to enjoy holidays. Because unless I just naturally, it falls on my day off, I have to work. That's just how it is. And no, I don't get holiday pay. No, that is not a federal requirement. I do not know why people think that it is. It never has been. Like, you can Google it. Like, it blows my mind people think that is the law. It's the nice thing to do. It's what good companies do. It is not the standard. So, yeah. And I hear it every fucking year on every fucking holiday. Oh, at least you're getting holiday pay. I'm like, no. No. And they're like, what? Yeah, yes you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not a requirement. Yes, it is. No, it's not. You can Google that right now. I have Googled it many times every year to make sure I'm not crazy. Whatever. Where is the most awe-inspiring place you've been? Do Fantasy's World count? I don't know if I've ever been to an awe-inspiring place. That's... Like, when I think of stuff like that, I would think of being able to see the Northern Lights, or standing on top of a mountain, like, stuff like that, but I've unfortunately never had those experiences, because, again, I can't afford anything. So... Oh, wait, you're done? Oh, no, you're not. Yeah. Anything give strength? Oh, actually, better idea. Take it off. No, not optimize. Eh. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, that'll actually be really good for this fight. That will be useful later. Also do alert. Why not? You know what? Give you Man-Eater. Let's just go fucking overkill. You know? Like... I don't know if I ever said that. Auto potion? No, because they drop high potions. I don't want to waste my normal people potions. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. What holidays have been over-commercialized? All of them. That's a silly question. I don't know how else to answer that question. Halloween's costume practice is probably the best example. And it's a great money-making business, because kids are always gonna grow every year, so you have to get a new costume every year. Yeah, we're just gonna skip that one. Can you think of any technology that has only made the world worse? How about a piece of technology that has only made the world better? That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. We talked something similar about it, but it was very much a both answer I gave. I mean, the problem is no matter what I say, I can immediately think of a positive or a negative. Like, only made the world worse. You can say... nuclear research. Well, nuclear power is positive. It's useful. A lot of places use it. I wouldn't want to, but I can't deny that is a positive for some people who want to use it. One that's only made things better, I would say, oh, modern medicine. Well, I guess the problem there would be very easy to abuse that, and OD and die as well. So that can't be an answer either. Yep, no. I can't do it. I can't think of anything that does not that I can't think of a positive or a negative. Are you a very organized person? Depends how you look at it. I have some organization methods. I wouldn't say it's the greatest, but it is there. What is the strangest dream you ever had? I don't know. I'll have to go through my dream diary, and I'm not sharing that. You find a remote that can rewind, fast forward, start time. What do you do with it? I would rob every single bank. Just done. I would also never pay for groceries again. Done. What's the worst movie you've seen recently? Oh, I can actually answer that. It was some stupid movie. It was called, like, Run, Rabbit, Run or something. It was like about this woman and her daughter, and the daughter was starting to act strange and possibly possessed, and the acting was just so bad. The writing and dialogue was so bad. Like, I just had no interest in anything. Like, a kid saying something adult or quote-unquote horrific and creepy is not automatically horrifying. And the movie seemed to think it was. Because she would just suddenly start talking about how it's totally okay to kill things and this, that, and that, and starting acting so different and being like, oh, no, 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 my name is this. It's not the name you gave me at birth, it's this. It's like, this isn't scary or concerning or horrifying. I'm just like, I don't care. There's no appeal to that movie whatsoever. Sorry if you liked it. Or if that was even the right name. I don't know. Who was your oldest friend? Where did you meet them? I guess Baby. My cat. Yeah. I met him at work. He was given to me by one of our customers. So long ago. Almost 5 years now. Oh no, he's 6 years ago now, actually. He's 5 years old. Is he 6? Wait a minute. Oh my god. Baby, you're 6 years old. Did you know that? That's crazy. Alright. We are coming up to the hour mark, so there is... Well, for this recording, I just started it right after the... I just left the camera rolling. So there's gonna be a bit of a jump, because I'm gonna save and upload some files, but I'm just gonna let this keep running. I'll probably record another hour of this, maybe a second hour after another jump, because I can literally just leave it on now. There's nothing stopping me. It's a weird thought. So yeah, I guess I won't do the outro, but I will see you guys in a bit. Later. Hello, hello, hello. It is I, Ryu, the one with the paws. And welcome to... I guess a grindy episode. Or the continuation of the previous one. As you guys can see, Marcus was level 77 there. I left this running for quite some time now. Steiner is dead, because we got all his AP, so I was just like, whatever, moving on. Let Marcus get the most XP he can. Got some coffee, had my dinner, or lunch, not really sure what it was. But yeah, we are here now. Not sure if I'm gonna be... what I'm doing with this. Cause like, I wanted to do something recording or talking, but I don't feel like actually playing right now. Because I am very, very tired. I only got 2 hours of sleep, so I'm kind of, right now. And no reason in particular, I think it was just trying to switch between the, from day to overnight, grave, whatever, or reverse that, switching back from grave to day. Sometimes it's hard on me. I can rule out anxiety, because it was definitely not anxiety. But yeah, I just couldn't get the sleep when I should have. So it only resulted in 2 hours. But the workday wasn't too bad. Pulled through. but I definitely, like I said, I don't feel like playing, but, you know, I was really hesitant about starting all of this, and I was definitely nervous and everything when I first started, exactly a week ago as of this recording, actually. But the more I did it, the more I was like, wow, this is really fun. Even though I haven't started uploading it. Maybe I just like hearing myself talk. I don't know. So, as per the new usual, let me go to this random topic generator. What did you want to become when you were younger? I mean, I'm guessing it's asking, like, career-wise, what I wanted to be when I grew up. I always hated that question. Always hated that question. Let's go with when I was 5 or something. I would have said, like, as a 5-year-old, I would have said, like, video game tester or video game maker. So, I mean, now as an adult, I guess I have terms for those, like beta testers, or, whatever, but, yeah. I mean, I would still be down for that, personally, but I don't want to mix pleasure and work together, so I'd be afraid of losing the passion or the magic. It reminds me of, who was it? Okay, well, that was annoying. I accidentally hit the power button on my laptop instead of the audio button. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Oh no, I think maybe it was Mark Twain, actually. Yeah, okay. It was Mark Twain. Like, what comes to mind is Mark Twain. He wanted to be a ferry driver, I think it was, or a riverboat captain. Like, he wanted to learn that skill because he always remembered having, like, this beautiful fascination and inspirations for when he would be on the rivers, on the boats. And so he learned this skill to do it, but then it took all the magic out of it. Like, specifically, like, he would talk about, like, a log and, like, how before he'd be able to describe it all symbolically and super cool, but now as a ferry captain, he just sees a hazard he has to avoid. He doesn't... There's no awe or whimsy to it anymore. That's kinda what I want to avoid. So I try and do my creative endeavors very sparingly. And frankly, that is a concern I have with doing Let's Plays, because a lot of people have expressed that they stop playing games like they're games anymore. And they're just doing it to make a video or to make content, because it's quote-unquote their job that they gave themselves. So, I want to try and avoid that pitfall for as long as I can. Which is another huge reason why I don't want to try monetizing, because once it becomes about the money, it's suddenly a different project altogether. It's no longer passionate, it's no longer sincere, at least to me, once it's about the money. So, yeah. But then again, I don't know, 2 years down the line, I don't know what I'm gonna do if somebody was to hand me a check and say, hey, do this and I'll give you $1,000. I mean, I don't know. I want to say I won't do it, but we'll never know. But what happens until it's offered, when opportunity comes a-knocking. Alright, anyhow. What did you want to become? Why did you want to become a current job title? You need working a minimum wage job? Because it's the only thing people will hire me for, despite my skill set. Because I don't have the experience, quote unquote. So, I think want is a strong word here. So, yeah, let's just move on. What is your biggest failure? What did you learn from it? I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say college itself is an entire failure. Because... yeah. I mean, problem is, though, I kind of already had a feeling what the job market in my life was gonna be, regardless. But I just went because that's what literally everybody told me to do. And I was tired of hearing people bitch and moan at me that I need to go to school. And look what good that did me. English major, and can't get a job with it anywhere. Especially now with AI becoming a thing. Well, more of a thing. So yeah, that's great. I guess you could say I learned nothing then. All I got was reconfirmation of which direction society technology was going. What do you usually eat on your lunch break? These are all work related, I'm noticing. I'll eat pretty much anything at work, if it's going expired or not. That's the cheapest way I can survive, so that's what I do. Now here we go. What are you most thankful for this year? Living. Like, I have had several accidents and sicknesses for the first half of this year. Like respiratory infection, twisted my ankle twice, slid on the stairs, but I caught myself, but in a way where I did the splits. Like, it was quite a damn painful year. So, I guess none of those resulting in a serious injury. Well, I mean, I guess twisting my ankle was pretty serious, but... I mean, serious as in completely debilitated. I mean, the splits were pretty bad, too. Actually, I had to use, like, cream and... take really strong painkillers for that. What is your morning routine? That depends on how I'm feeling. I generally wake up 30 minutes before I have to be out the door for work. So it's, I wake up, calm the kitty because he's terrified that there's loud noise from the alarm. I'd say the first thing I do... yeah, the first thing I would do is get up, go change his food and water, and probably restroom, wash hands, coffee, get dressed, and yeah, that'd pretty much be it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I used to do more. I used to, like, cook breakfast, but Usually I don't. And especially since COVID, I haven't bothered. Because, like, during COVID, it was hard to get any groceries for me. Because I relied on Amazon Fresh. Because I was working 6 days a week, I only had 1 day off, and on my day off, I did not want to go get food from a grocery store. I don't want to do work on my day off. So I would just use Amazon Fresh. But then when COVID happened, well, Amazon Fresh basically completely exploded and was not available for me for a while. And even when it was, I couldn't get anything that I would normally get. So that was a real pain. Most of my groceries would have to come from work, and that was mostly just frozen pizza. Oh, wow, yeah. I remember that. That's when I got into pickling, too. Pickled eggs and hot dogs. Yeah, I'm gross. No, I didn't care for the hot dogs that much. The eggs were good. Yeah, I'm gross. Alright, anywho. What would you want your last words to be? Oh, that's dark. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Might just end up doing some stoic badass thing and just be silent, judging everybody around me as I die. My last words have been like 2 days ago, and it was something like, have a good day, as I was like leaving a restaurant or something. That'd be interesting. Would you rather be the best player on a horrible team, or the worst player on a great team? I mean, both of those suck. Being the best player on a horrible team just sounds like an ego trip. I would like to avoid arrogance when I can. And even then, that's a lot of pressure if you're the best player on a horrible team. Like, you won't be allowed to have a bad day, because then everyone would just blame you for everything going wrong. Whereas being the worst player on a great team, that is very much a low self-esteem trip. It's just the other end of the problem. You just basically always have to hope you're not going to get cut or kicked from the team. If you could choose any era to live in, what would it be? I don't know. And I guess it also depends on where in the world I would be, too. That's the other problem. Because, like, on one hand, I would be like, the Victorian era. I'll die from lead poisoning by age 40. Like, that sounds great. Or it'd be like, ah, yes. Ancient Roman time in Rome. But I'm not from there. I've never been to Rome or Greece or anything like that. When I say the Victorian time, I'm pretty much picturing the United Kingdom at the time, not anywhere else. So, I don't know. Maybe Edo period, Japan. That sounds fine. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like I'd instantly die in that era. So, let's go with that. Do you prefer talking over the phone or face-to-face? I guess face-to-face. It really just depends on the person or what the conversation is about, though. Because, like, sometimes I'd rather text, sometimes I'd rather do instant messages on like a forum, a chat room. Sometimes calling is much better. It just depends on who it is and what the conversation is. What do you do when you're bored? You believe in the afterlife? What's your favorite charity? What did you do last week? Good God. What would motivate you to run a marathon? Money. I don't know. Not dying? How about that? Like, if I was told, like, hey, if you come in the last 10 for this marathon, you get the guillotine. Yeah, I would definitely be motivated to run in the marathon instead of just walking, for example. I'm pretty sure everyone would be motivated to do that. Yeah, but maybe not everybody. I mean, that'd be great for me if there was like 10 people that are like, you know what? I will take the guillotine. I mean, that'd be great for me, but, you know. Do you believe in love at first sight? I believe in lust at first sight. Love at first sight, however, I wouldn't use the word love, I would use the word infatuation. But what do you give for infatuation instead of love in the context of love at first sight? What do you give your best effort on? I don't know. Making people like me? Taking care of my feet? And I have quite the foot care regimen. I need to if I want to wear flip-flops all the time. Like, we do salt baths, I do a lot of trimming and filing, a lot of massage work with the rollers, yeah, a lot of stretches. There's a lot of different foot stretches you can do. It's kind of cool. Lotions, all that good stuff. I pamper my feet, but definitely not the rest of me. How long does it take for you? I just answered that. Describe your favorite type of pizza. Oh. Alright, so, hot take. My favorite topping are anchovies. I know. Though I do believe most people have never actually tried anchovy pizza. I'd say about 40% of the time when I get someone to actually try an anchovy on pizza, they do like it. So I think the number is a little bit higher for people like me there. Not that much higher, but still. So that being said, any pizza that would have anchovies on it, but what I find to work really well are those, like, all-meat pizzas. But it can't have any, like, predominantly savory toppings. So I'm thinking things like curated ham, pepperoni, not sausage. Sausage isn't salty enough. That was just like a really salty sausage. Basically, we want all these different kinds of salts to just blend in with each other. And the sauce can't be red sauce. That's too much citrus. You want it to be a white sauce. As like a garlicky kind. That's good. As far as the crust goes, while I generally like thick crust more, like deep dishes, I don't recommend that for an anchovy pizza. It's too much bread. You want a higher ratio of cheese to bread. So I guess I would say a thinner crust, not thin crust, but standard to thin, whatever you picture when you say that. Cheese amount, I would say regular to double. Regular to double. So, I mean, I don't know, 8, 10 ounce to 16, 20, which is a lot of cheese. But ideally, you are not eating a whole pizza by yourself. Please don't do that. Especially the way I just described it, you will hate yourself. From there... Again, I generally like stuffed crust more than standard or thin crust, but I don't think that would be a good idea for the pizza, my perfect pizza. Ooh, some spinach too. Get a little bit of spinach in there. That works wonders with anchovy. Yeah. Did I gross you all out yet? And I already know there's gonna be somebody wanting to make a joke going, well, at least it didn't say pineapple. I've never had a problem with pineapple on pizza, and I don't understand... No, I do understand. Gordon Ramsay made a joke about it once, and then it just became a meme to the point people just keep saying it and never actually have tried it. Like, the Hawaiian pizza is a very common pizza around where I live. It's just ham and pineapple. It's delicious. I don't understand. Like, what did this... Who made you a pineapple pizza that tasted so horrendous that you forever associate pineapple on pizza to that experience? I mean, I'm sorry you had that experience, I'm sorry. Because I've never had a bad pizza that was pineapple and ham. I wouldn't put pineapple on, like, a pepperoni pizza. Some people like that. I wouldn't do that. Like, that's a little too much for me. I don't think the salt would blend well with the pineapple there. But that's a different salt than, you know, the ham. So, I guess that's why. If you could become an expert in anything, what would it be? Well, that depends. If I said... like, mathematician, would that also mean I have this incredible ability to predict what cards people have during poker? Or blackjack? If I said writer, would that mean only the language I speak? Would that also translate into communication skills in general? That's a little... It's too vague of a question for me to answer. Well, I mean, it's not vague to most people, but... For me, I just... there's too much... Too much to say there. Besides, I'd rather be a jack of all trades. A master of none. I just have too many interests, hobbies, and creative projects. Like, it'd be weird to just only be a master at one. I mean, I would definitely say I'm better at certain creative things than others, but I don't think I'd be an expert. I guess, for the sake of answering the question, I guess psychology, but that would just be used to help me with my writing, for example. That would be used to help me understand myself and others, and hopefully be able to explain that, but I don't think it would matter. Do you have any pets? I think we already know that answer. How would you define success? Like that. Success. Battle 1. Would you prefer to live in an urban area or a rural area? Neither. I would rather live isolated from people, but protected, like a castle. Not necessarily living in a castle, but I want, like, castle tower walls around my house to prevent people from sneaking onto my property. But definitely out far away from people. That is what I will pay the Amazon drivers to deal with. If you could invent a holiday, oh no, what would it be? I don't think I should answer this question. I don't know, gambling day, maybe? Like, you celebrate by playing a bunch of poker. I don't know. I think the funny, typical answer you can get from me would be, foot day. Everyone has to wear flip-flops and give each other foot massages. I don't know. But I wouldn't even want that. I'd be like, oh god, get away. Don't touch me. How dare you? Do you believe people are inherently good? No. I also don't believe people are inherently bad. But some people are inherently good. Some people are inherently bad. But that would be such a small fraction compared to everybody else. That's saying it's all people are born good or all people are born bad. It's just impossible. Statistically impossible. Phenomenally impossible. What is one thing you would change about yourself? I don't know. I kinda always wanted to be, like, one of those people that just never aged. I think that'd be cool. But, I don't know, maybe that's just insensitive of me to say, because I'd imagine a lot of trouble with that life. But, I would Full Metal Alchemist an entire country to just not have aged past, I don't know, let's say 13? Yeah. Yeah, I'd FMA a country for that. What job would you not want? I've done that one. What do you most value in a part? God! This is a different generator too, supposedly. Deep. When was the last time you felt like a failure? Jesus! I don't know, probably the last time I've been ghosted, which would have been a week ago, but that's kinda what life is like now, for anybody. One moment you're totally in the throes of passion, and then you're just gone forever. Can't even go on dates without wondering if they're even gonna show up, and then ever say anything again on their dating profile, or text you, call you. So, but pretty much any time that happens. What do you aspire to become more like? Villainous. I don't know. I don't really aspire to be anything, personally. I find impossible to achieve standards ridiculous. I mean, it's great motivation for most people, but for me, it's like if I'm never going to be the best that there ever was, you know? I don't see the point in training to be that. Ah, damn. Yeah, I was trying to. I just blanked. I was trying to get all the lyrics in, but then I blanked. Oh well. What do you consider your most core values? Genuinity, honesty. Peacekeeping, I guess. Like, I don't want to say drama less, because that sometimes cannot be avoided, but just not getting angry over the stupidest of things. Like, what would be the point in expressing that emotion when it was if it's something stupid, like you didn't put the cap back on the toothpaste bottle? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that one. I'm sorry. What's the most unfulfilling part of your life right now? Gee, what is with these? These are all Debbie Downers. Unfulfilling. I don't know. I would just say the sleep. Or the connection, human connection aspects. Probably. What is the best thing about me? I don't know. Maybe... I really don't know. I like to think I'm funny. I like to think I make people smile and laugh. I like to think I'm entertaining. So, maybe that? What would you like to get better at? Ooh, that's a simple one. I would like to get better at... I would say drawing. Like, I draw... fine. It's a very janky, minimalistic, abstract style I have. I can make it sound like it's good art. But then again, like, a lot of art is just hyped up to pretend to be really good. Like, I'm sorry, but a single dot on a white canvas, yes, it's art. It's not $1 million art. Like, that whole... Okay, but let's just not say drawing, because... it's too subjective. It's too easy to... Okay, it's not too easy to inflate the value. It's a... business I would not want to have skills in, because I don't want to be in that position of fake bidders at auctions or any of that. I can't. No. Can I say psychic abilities? Like, I have none, so can I have some? That is better than having none, right? Right? I guess communicating. Verbally. Writing, much easier, but verbally, How have your goals changed as you've gotten older? Define goal. I've never had high goals, because I was told since I was in the 5th grade that my parents are not saving for college, so that's out of the question unless I pay for it myself or get grants, which I didn't, because one of my parents made such a substantial amount of money, I did not qualify for grants. I can only get loans, and I was not going into debt. And that's still a goal. It's not even a goal, that's just a standard I have in my life. I will not go into debt if I can help it in any way. You can argue if that burnout was worth it or not, since degree didn't do anything for me. Now, yeah, I've always had practical goals, that's the problem. There was always... Maybe I'd say I don't have long-term goals. I just wait until the end. Oh, wow, that was more depressing than it should have been. Alright, changing the topic. What makes you the most happy? I don't know. I guess cuddling. It's nice. Mostly just do that with the cat. So, I guess that. What do you miss about being a kid? Being happy? I miss having emotion. There's that, for sure. Like, I still get happy and all that stuff, but it's more of a... I don't want to say imitation, it's more hollow now. Like, nothing really feels as exciting, or fun, or fresh and new. It just kind of... what's the word? Nulled over? I think I was close to hollow there. Just empty. Empty happiness now. Very fleeting. I don't remember the last time I've been excited. Like, I don't remember really the last time I felt the emotion in my chest. Like the actual feeling. That's why they call it feelings, right? Because you feel it. Now it's just more so my body is reacting to what the emotion should be. But, I don't know. What's your biggest 3 priorities right now? I'd say fully committing to this project, this Let's Play. Making friends, I guess. Or finding a partner, but that's never gonna happen. I am way too much work. And I guess I'd say staying healthy. Is it possible to have good without bad? Yes. It's more difficult for people, I find. But generally speaking, yes. Like, it's harder to appreciate a good day without bad days. That's how opposites work. That's how duality works. And that is a part of the human experience. However, hedonism is a thing, and can be great for people if they can commit to it. But there are always going to be things outside of our control, so such a lifestyle is difficult to have in of itself. But what do you think the purpose of life is? No. Have you been deeply hurt in... Have you ever been deeply hurt in a relationship? I think my pained laughter tells you, and we are not going down that rabbit hole. Is freedom or security more important? Individually, I'd say security. No, wait. No, I guess it depends, because I mean, when I'm saying security, I'm picturing my faraway house with massive tower walls, but in order to have that security, I would need the freedom to be able to buy and afford such a house. I can't say. It's too vague. It needs to be more specific, and I can, like, answer it. Do you think you'd be happier with more money? I feel like I'd be more comfortable, but I don't know if I'd be happier. Like, I don't know, is that gonna make me have the feeling and emotion inside of my chest again, like when I was a kid? Probably not. But I can't deny that money would make my life a little bit easier and better. I don't like this, but I want to answer money questions. How do you determine if something is right or wrong? Alright, so you get your hands, and you hold them out in front of your face, then you hold up your index finger and your thumb out in the shape of an L. And the one that is a backwards L is your right hand. Alright? And if that's the right, then that means the other one is wrong. That's how you determine it. If you had to compromise one of your core values, what would it be and why? I would need to be given an exact situation to be able to figure it out. Because there's a lot of core values that, I mean, like, picking and choosing a core value like that doesn't make sense. Afterlife question again. How do you feel about the state of humanity, and are you optimistic about our future? I'm not optimistic. Not for the typical reasons. But, I think we're just fucked. For one reason or the other. How do you handle stress in your life? I ignore it until I boil up and break down crying before I go to sleep. That sounds about right. Is there something you'd find hard to forgive in a loved one? Lying? Abandonment? Cheating? Cheating and abandonment? I don't know. What is one thing you would change about yourself? My body into furry boy. Done. What impact do you want to make on this world? I'm not that vain or narcissistic to want to make a legacy or make a mark on the world. That's just so silly. I don't need to be remembered. That's like a question you ask a 10-year-old when they're still full of themselves. I already answered that. Do you believe people are... Oh my god, did I already go through all the deep... Are you willing to sacrifice everything to save a loved one? You're gonna have to be more specific. I can't answer that. What is everything? My worldly possessions? My soul? My body? It's too vague to answer. Have you ever hurt someone else badly in a relationship? Well, Sure. Who hasn't? Name a single relationship where it was 100% good all the time. And I don't mean a relationship you have peered in upon, like your parents or your brother-in-law with your sister or brother or both. I just name a single relationship that has not left the Hearts and Roses phase. Once. It's impossible, because that's not how human brain chemistry works. Is happiness the most important goal in life? I would put that pretty high up there, along with security. And, well, security, safety. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? More furries. And make people stop making fun of them. What do you do for work? Not answering. How did you get into that line of work? Because I needed money. How would you handle losing someone very close to you? Same way I have been for a while now. Which is very detached, aloof, and sad. Okay, so we are coming up to the end of the recording. I have not been looking at my screen this whole time. Level 78. Wow. And this has been running for about 24 hours now. I think he was level 55 when we started? I mean, in either case, I should probably stop this soon. Why are you guys even here still? Other than my feet, of course. We all know what you're really here for. Thank you guys for watching. Greatly appreciated, as always. Keep those toes wiggling, keep your flip-flops clean. Don't do school, stay in milk, and, yeah, drink your vegetables. Have a good one. Bye!